Hello and welcome, dear children. Today in history, we begin with lesson number 2, Sources of History. History is the systematic record of events that took place in the past. It is important to study history because we cannot understand our present without the knowledge of our past. We learn about their tradition, clothing, lifestyle, food habits, houses they lived in, art and craft. We also get to know about the changes that took place over time and how these changes led into the development and progress of the mankind. So today we will learn about the study of various types of historical sources, sources of ancient and precautions to be taken while writing history. Historical sources are the foundation to understand a particular era back in time. They help us to gain knowledge about important events, inventions, cultures, civilizations, and many other aspects about society. There are a number of objects used by our ancestors which still exist. Some inscriptions from the past have been recovered by the excavators. Let us take a look at different sources of history. There are three main types of sources of history: material sources, written sources, and oral sources. Material sources. Man uses a variety of things in his day-to-day life. They are known as artifacts. Our artifacts used by humans in the past provide us valuable information. Archaeological sources of history are the artifacts like inscriptions, coins, monuments, pots that have been obtained during archaeological excavations. All these artifacts, articles, monuments are called the material sources of history. Inscriptions provide us with information about religion, culture, administration, economy, and other aspects of that period. Early coins have been minted by using a variety of metals. Study of these coins helps us to gain knowledge about the minting technology used. The religious, economic, administrative, and the social aspects of that era. It gave information about human activities in the past. They also help us to know about the important rulers, or famous personalities of that era from the images on the coins. The ornaments and other artifacts throw light on social interaction. Information about the diet of the people from the remains of food grains, seeds, bones of animals found in excavations. We also find the remains of houses and buildings built in different historical periods. The stupas, temples, palaces, and fort ruins are the kinds of monuments which exist today. Written sources are original sources of information in the form of documents created in the past. Stone Age man have recorded many events in form of paintings on rocks. Only after thousands of years man learned the art of writing. In the beginning, man used symbols and signs to record their thoughts and ideas. However, it took thousands of years for a script to develop from these. Man wrote on potsherd, unbaked bricks by using pointed objects. He used birch, burja, tree bark to write on. As his experience and knowledge increased, he began to write in different ways. He began to record the events that took place around him. Written sources include inscriptions carved on temple walls, walls of rock-cut caves and rocks, inscriptions on copper plates, pots, bricks, and on writing sheets made from palm leaves. Oral sources: ovies, folk songs, folk tales, and similar literature is passed on from generation to generation orally. This literature is not in the written form. Its authors are unknown. This type of literature, preserved by oral tradition, forms the oral sources of history. Next subtopic is sources of ancient Indian history. It is classified into three types: material sources, written sources, oral sources. In material sources, we again have two subparts, that is, the artifacts and structural remains. Artifacts includes the rock paintings, pottery, terracotta, beads, ornaments, sculptures, etc. Structural remains includes caves, houses, stupas, temples, churches, etc. The next type is the written sources, which includes inscriptions on Harappa seals, Vedic literature, manuscripts of Mahabharata and Ramayana, travelogues by Chinese travelers, etc. The oral sources: the Vedic, Buddhist and Jain literature of ancient India was preserved by oral tradition, which was later written on. The ancient period of Indian history extends from the Stone Age to the 8th century CE. We learn about the Stone Age period of Indian history through archaeological excavations. Stone Age man recorded many events and expressed their emotions in the form of paintings on the rocks. As man developed the technique of writing, the Vedas were written, which includes the Brahmanas, Upanishads, epics, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Jain and Buddhist literature, plays, poems, stone inscriptions, pillar inscriptions, travelogues of foreign travelers. Next subtopic is precautions while writing history. There are following points to remember. A written document cannot be said to be authentic just because it is old. It needs to be examined critically as to who wrote it, why, and when it was written. The conclusions drawn on the basis of various genius documents have to be cross-checked and corroborated with one another. So today We learned about the different sources of history, ancient Indian history, and things to be taken into consideration while writing history. For homework, you can find answers of questions on page number 9. Thank you.